Welcome in to a brand new season following the Jacksonville Jaguars and Coach Madison Boston. Now this team, they've got a tough game to open up the season against KC, but this team has been hard at work since last we saw him. And that started by adding a couple players to the roster. Kirk Colbert, a second-year receiver. He's got speed, hands, and route running. Should be a solid addition. We also add Dylan Bullitt, a second-year player, middle linebacker, 69 overall, and he's got a lot of athleticism, some raw linebacker skills, but he'll help round out the bunch. As we look to add some players, we look to move on from some players as well. Walker Little, we send to the Bills, and we bring in Dawson Knox and a 5th-round pick. With a lot of questions surrounding the tight end spot with the injuries to Maxwell Sexton, we bring in Knox, who's 83 overall, 29 years old, and a star, which buys us a little bit of time to figure things out. We also look to move off of Eric Armstead. We send him to the Carolina Panthers. In return, we get a current 3rd-round pick. Devon Hamilton being another DT we look to move to the Minnesota Vikings, bringing in a 4th-round pick. With the roster now mostly set up, it's time to actually hit the field. During training camp this season, a lot of questions flowing with a lot of changes coming, and the biggest one kind of being, what is this team's new strength? Defense was really good for us last year. Coach Madison Boston wants to continue that. But obviously, if you're really proud of the defense, that means there's something lingering in the back of your head. And for us, it is the passing game, the quarterback spot. We need consistency because we have not had that so far in this franchise. We also have some questions along the defensive side as well. What are we going to do? Force turnovers and get sacks. That helped us out a lot last year. We'll look to do more of the same. 40-plus sacks we met last year, we'll try to do the same this year as we add a new talent. With the media at bay for now, we're actually able to hit the field and kind of see what Polk can do, our 1st-round quarterback. And immediately, he knew what he needed to work on. That was down the field passing. Getting used to his new receivers. We do have a new man in the slot this year. But overall, we just want to see that our quarterback can stretch the field so we can start to spread out some of these defenders. And Polk ultimately did a great job in that category. But the media, they are never content. So getting back into the press conference room, now they've got questions around the left end position. Last year, we were starting the then rookie Junior Alford. We drafted Rakeem Griffey, a promising young talent. And there's already talks about a potential battle taking place out there. So we just said, hey, whoever finishes with the most TFLs, they're the ones that are going to get the start. And Alford took that as a challenge. He had his struggles last year, but when he was able to catch his flow, he could make some big plays. And that is exactly what we need to see from him and what we saw from him during training camp. A little slow to start, but a strong finish as he'll look to take control of that number 1 starting spot. He did see a lot of workload off the field and with his own trainers to get him ready for this season, and it paid off for us. He's going to add +3 to his block shedding as well as +2 to his finesse and power. But with all that work done in training camp, you really got to bring it on the actual playing field as we jump on in here, focusing in on our quarterback in Polk, and he led the second team offense. Had some good drives, some things he definitely needs to work on. He finds ETN down by the goal line here with a 1st and goal. Buying time, waiting, and he finds Maxwell Sexton, the young tight end that has to prove that he could stay healthy, because when he is a special player. A lot of speed while still being able to hold up the blocks. And his touchdown pass here from Polk would be the winner in the first matchup of preseason as we would beat the Panthers 21-10, and almost immediately getting to play against Eric Armstead, who we just traded there. Jumping into the second game as Polk only really got to play latter part of that game. We see him here in the 4th quarter, currently down to the Commanders 13-7. He's already making changes out there, feeling comfortable in the offense. He converts the 3rd and inches, finding Parker Washington. He will get time with the first team in the final game. With a 1st and 10 and no receivers breaking open, he would show off a little bit of some mobility, picking up about a gain of 5, but still making sure that we are converting our downs here. 3rd and 4, he fires to Javon Baker, who is in line to potentially rival for that slot starting spot. 1st and 10 inside 2 minutes. He's going to step up, pick up a block, takes a hit down at the one. The ball would pop out, but jumping on top of it is the rookie center in Hartwell. Now, as we take a slower look at this, we actually are quite impressed by what Polk tried to do here, fighting through several defenders. That 3rd effort nearly got him into the end zone. The ball popped free just an inch before. That would give us a lead here in the 4th by just 1 point. 1 minute and 1 second left here. A 3rd and 2, a chance to get off the field, but a big pass down the field, a pick play would set up the Commanders at about the 5 for a go-ahead score. Their young quarterback in Lynch would hand it off to the outside, and Lloyd would not be able to bring him down in time. They would regain the lead. About 42 seconds remaining in this game. With that and just 1 timeout in our back pocket, Polk would have to head on out here to try to reclaim the lead and bring the Jaguars their 2nd preseason win. Starting back at the 20, he sees something he likes, making the adjustment, and rifles a deep ball on the money to Sexton, who gets pulled down at the opposite 25. Boston will call the final timeout. You would think go ahead score here as he finds Sexton again, one of his top targets of the preseason. With 21 seconds up by just 1, they would leave the offense out there. Polk would scramble to the right-hand side, and it would open up. They would take a field goal lead. 21 seconds left, and only 1 timeout for the Commanders. Defense just gave up a huge drive previously for the Commanders to take the lead. And with 15 seconds left, a curl that just as bad contained would get them into field goal range. Thanks to a good return, they started already in good position, and they would nail the long field goal to tie this game. And in preseason, you don't go to overtime, so 22-22 would be the final in the 2nd matchup. Jumping into the 3rd, now playing against Dallas, Polk would start this game, and he'd be out there with the number 1 offense. It would be a 3rd and inches, rolls and finds Etienne. Ball a little bit short, but he was able to get it out there, throwing off his back foot. That's some better arm strength that we've seen from some of the other quarterbacks we've used here. Polk now stepping up, sliding down safely, picks up a gain of 8. We were worried about that mobility. He's showing that he has some. 2nd and 2. Goes with a dump off underneath to Thompson, setting us up inside the red zone. He did very well in this preseason, getting us down to the red zone. It was finishing these that he struggled a little bit. That drive ended up stalling. We tack on a field goal. But right back into the red zone, we gave up a field goal. Game is tied up. Flicks it to the outside. He finds Evans. Going to be another red zone appearance for our Jaguars. Going to Travis Etienne this time with some blocks out in front. Quinn Miners does not get there in time. Etienne chopped down at the 3. Will be under center. Dropping back, waiting. Opens up, and Polk will run it in himself. We had a lot of quarterback scrambles down by the goal line last year. Helped us find ways to victory. We're going to need more of that from him, and again, we are seeing his ability to do that. We end up winning the final preseason game 17-13 over the Cowboys. 10 of those points coming by the way of Polk at quarterback. And while there was plenty of good, there was a couple bad that we were going to touch on in the first game. Trying to find a rushing touchdown here. He coughs it up. He did have 2 fumbles in this preseason. Both were down by the goal line. Luckily, we had one jumped on by the O-line for the touchdown. In the second game, a 3rd and 10, a have to convert situation here. Polk on the curl, just threw it a little bit to the outside. Javon Baker didn't attack it very well, and it ends up being a turnover. That game, obviously, we know would end up being a tie. And in the Cowboys game, this one, not gonna blame Polk on. He went down the field, and Diggs just took it away from Thomas. One-on-one, we can't blame him too hard for that one. We would much rather see plays like that from a rookie than from a vet. We did obviously sign Smith in the offseason, And he, I think, feels very much as a backup quarterback at this point. He's able to complete these short passes as he found Brown on the designed play. He was able to also get the ball a little bit downfield, second level, but that arm strength definitely not what it used to be. Gabe Davis turning this into something with his legs would get the team into plus side. It was at this point that we started to see some of the flaws of Geno Smith and where those accuracies are. Airmailing a perfect slant route with open receivers, 2nd and 10, would airmail a potential touchdown to Dawson Knox. We can't afford to miss out on touchdown opportunities, especially today with the Chiefs. And then Smith rolling would find Evans, but again, these are passes that are a bit too high. If you're constantly missing your throws, bad things are prone to happen. And that's exactly how this Commanders drive ends, with an interception on the goal line. Ultimately, we decided it was not quite Geno's time to lead us. But taking a look at the individual stats from these games, about $150, 60% and a touchdown in your first start. Geno, only 4 passes, he did complete 4. In the second one, you had 180 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Completion percentage, though, was lower at a 45 versus a much better defense with the Commanders. And lastly, against the Cowboys, again, 160, very consistent, 65% complete. He did have an interception, but he did also run the ball in for a touchdown, so able to balance things out. But as the preseason would come to an end, it became time we had to start making decisions at some of these spots. And going back to where we started last episode with talking about making some splash upgrades, we feel like we did find one with our new starting quarterback in Polk. And this is where Coach Boston announced that Polk would be our starting quarterback moving forward. And surprisingly, the media was all about it, congratulating Coach, but they did wonder how him being out there his rookie year, not getting that year of development, would end up panning out for his career. But with what we saw from Geno Smith, we knew he had to play for us. And that just left one final thing for us to take care of, as Trevor Lawrence would be shipped off to the Seahawks for a 2nd round pick, a 3rd and a 5th in the following season. That ended up being a great fit for the both of us, keeps him out of the AFC. Seahawks had questions signing Ritter and having a young quarterback in Buckley. They didn't have a guy of the future for certain, so they get a Trevor Lawrence who has a lot of ability, but just needed a fresh start. Well, with that all now done and dusted, it's time to get our season officially underway back in Arrowhead. We've already taken down the Chiefs twice here last season. Can we make it 3 in a row as we get a nice tackle coming in from number 42? And Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense will head on out. And hopefully we see our defense wreck them just as the Eagles did. Starting at the 23, it's to Pacheco. He was not there for the last matchup in the postseason. He picks up 3. Now our defense is running a little bit light today. Hines Allen is missing, so Ellis, a guy we just traded for in the offseason, he's going to be getting the start. And play action, it's Walker picking up his first sack on the season, 2nd play of the season. And that'll push him back to the 15, 3rd and 18. Another change here for our defense. Ringo starting slot corner this year, as it's going to be a dump off, though missing the tackle. Luckily coming up short, defense nearly gave up the 3rd and long to the new tight end here in KC, Tyler Higbee. For the first time in his young career, Jeff Polk heading on out as a starting quarterback in the NFL. Chiefs fan, they're letting them hear it. As it's at the 25, Travis Etienne, he takes the handoff left side for a gain of 4. And he was the man for this offense last season, and a great supporting cast around Polk as you got Davis and Thomas, Mike Evans on the sideline, currently Knox at tight end. Plenty of good talent as Etienne busts it to the outside. Not gonna get by Justin Reed, will slow him down. Little help comes in, they stop in about the 49. 2 big runs to start the season for Etienne, and of course bringing in Dawson Knox, a pretty good blocker as well. So both tight ends will help make those plays. As a first throw, he finds Gabe Davis at the 30, cutting back. He's tracked down at the 20. First completion on the career of Jeff Polk, and it'll be about a 30-yarder. Down to the 21. Turner, the new tight end in here, he's going to play a little bit of fullback for us. As they go with the toss to the outside, ETN stacked up. Good flow, 53. Going to play a little bit of left end here for the Chiefs. Of course, Chris Jones, he's still around here. An empty set at the 21 for Polk, as he will look to throw. And a little bit too much height there. He airmails the corner ball. So a 3rd and 10. Having to complete these red zone trips are very important, though technically just outside. A tight shotgun look here for Polk, as he will step up, goes through the linebacker, but then takes a big hit a yard shy of the line to gain. That's a welcome to the league moment for him. But Coach Boston giving his team a little bit of some trust moment here, keeping the offense out there. Even though they could tack on a field goal and take a lead, Tank Bigsby trying to find a lane, and he does not find it. Linebackers come down to make the play. Actually, that's Shaquille Barkley, second-year DT, who had a great postseason game. They just never quite opened up that block, about half a yard short of the line to gain. We'll see if that decision will come back and bite Coach Boston, as it kind of did in the postseason. 1st and 10. Bringing the heat here. Walker with a big hit on Mahomes. Luckily for the Chiefs, he was able to get rid of it before Walker got back there. 2nd and 10. Still at the 12, as they'll go with some play action, and to the outside, a fine Marquise Brown. We're going to have to see how the adjustment period goes for Jarrian Jones, now full-time outside starter. That zone coverage has massively improved for him. Pacheco down the middle, another gain of 3. All in all, this defense returning a lot of starters from last year. With the nickel sets, now going to have Junior Alford out there. Pacheco, he's upended by Oluwakin, a loss of 1. With Travis Kelce now retired, this Chiefs team looking to find their go-to man. Early movement here. Who are they going to call it on? I thought I saw a red jersey move first, but no, they're going to get Mason Smith with the encroachment. But of course, we're not going to get a replay on that, so can't quite tell from up here. 3rd and 3 instead. As they will look to throw wide open, they find Worthy. The speed beat the man coverage there. I believe he was matched up on Jarrian Jones, who has some decent speed, but definitely not the same as Worthy. The 1st and 10, Mahomes going to set up the screen to Pacheco, but Oluwakin, he's all over it. Didn't lose a step in the offseason. He is getting on the plus side, at least 30 years old. He might be 31 now. 2nd and 10. 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. With a throw outside, a little bit of a legal pick play. Mahomes does go back to Worthy, and he might be the new main man here for the Kansas City Chiefs. 3rd and 1, and the push goes to the Chiefs. If only the Jags were able to do that on their previous possession, it might be a touchdown. But we reached the end of the first quarter, and we are still knotted up here 0-0. A good back and forth battle. Mostly the defense making big plays. Tag team that with the aggressive call from Coach Boston to go for it on the 4th and 1. 0-0. Though Chiefs in plus side as they're going to motion out Pacheco. Looking to set up the underneath play, and they go opposite side. It's to Worthy. I believe that is his 3rd grab of the day, and they're keeping things a little bit shorter here. Mahomes not quite opening up the playbook yet. Week 1, got to shake off the rust as he finds opposite side Rashee Rice. However, a flag is back in the backfield. They're going to get holding. Joe Thuney is the culprit, so back to the 33, 1st and 20. With a base package for both sides here. They bring Oluwakin on the blitz, picked up from Pacheco, and they will dump it off to their tight end 2. A gain of 7 for Wiley, and him as well as Higbee very similar, but they decided to bring in a veteran talent. 2nd and 13, vacating the middle and fitting it into a tight gap. They again get Worthy. Chiefs down now at the 5 with the goal line set. Double A gap look here for the Jags. Dropping back into coverage, and the big man nearly got the pick. But he knew exactly where they were going to try to go. A little short check to the tight end. Big man's got to come away with that one. That would have been fun. 2nd and goal instead. Empty set here for Patrick Mahomes with a quick throw opposite side. Jarring it out of the hands of Pacheco is Devin Lloyd. Just one snap away from a goal line stand. 3rd and goal, still at the 5. Another empty set for Mahomes. As he'll roll to the left-hand side, Odeingbo a little bit held, but no flag comes in as Mahomes avoids Jerry Jones and gets into the end zone. Chiefs take the lead here in Kansas City. And it was a very long drive for them, taking up 5 minutes. Starting from the first quarter into the second with just 6:08 remaining. Polk will finally head out onto the field. Led a good drive last time. They just came up a little bit empty. Going for it on 4th. ETN picks up 2. 4 carries for him, 26 yards. They've had some success passing the ball as well at the 26, now bunched to the right-hand side. Polk looking for a play-action ball. As he goes check down, Dawson Knox, he breaks a tackle. But he's going to get stopped about half a yard short. McDuffie. So once again, a short down situation as they've got motion. And a little bit of a switchback block will end up picking up the first down. Travis Etienne. Don't need the big plays, just need the consistent plays. They're at the 35. And now they go with an RPO. And a great read there from Nick Bolton. Not able to hit as big of a play there with a linebacker lurking. Keeps it to a gain of 3. As it's a spread look, trips to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. Go with the slant and finding Thomas, who does get bent backwards on the hit, but he looks to be all right. Going to bounce back up. But a nice decisive throw there from Polk as they're continuing marching. Now trips go to the left-hand side. 2 high safeties. As they're looking downfield, it's Evans, but too far from him to reach. They're definitely going to need to try to hit some of those deep balls this year. Spread out the defenses. They got a little bit too compact last year. Weak side stretch. ETN cannot outrun Leo Chenal. What a tackle. And it forces another 3rd and long here for the Jaguars. Just about at the midfield line. They go tight. 2 deep safeties. As they go across the middle, and Polk is going to miss Thomas. Just let him too much. Got to get that connection going with these new receivers. But it is another drive that goes empty-handed for the Jaguars, punting away. And with 2:42 remaining in this first half, Mahomes and the Chiefs will take the field. They start back at the 18, motioning their tight end all the way to the outside. Looking for that drag across the middle, and the linebackers all over it. Does go as a gain of 2. That's apparently something Mahomes going to celebrate, just getting some consistent yardage. I get it. Makes your QBR look good. 2nd and 8, they get motion right-hand side. And open underneath is Pacheco. Campbell to slow him down. Oluwakin gets out there to clean it up. That'll take us inside the 2-minute warning with a 3rd and 1 on the opposite side. They're at the 27. And Mahomes with the pressure gets the dump off to Tyler Higbee. And an injury here for the Jaguars. It's Devin Lloyd. Here to be holding at those ribs. He'll make his way to the sideline. And that'll be a first down for the Chiefs. Hall's going to have to step out on the field. He did start about a handful of games last season. Bites on the play fake. Ball to the outside. And Ringo takes it away. Shaking off the tackle. Still stumbling. Breaks another tackle but turns right into Higbee. For the Jaguars, they force their first turnover of the season, and it goes to Ringo in the 1v1 matchup. And that time, looked like he had the size mismatch. Now Polk in the offense, they're going to have to capitalize on this. 1:48, his first 2-minute drive. As he's going to look to step up here, he takes the contact full on with Chenal. That's not exactly what we want from the young quarterback. Want him to get down safely, not take some of these hits. As it looks like he is making a change out here, though. 2 spread either side, running back in the backfield. And looking downfield, it's a jump ball for Thomas. And he couldn't hold on. McDuffie jars it free. Not an awful back shoulder look there. Wish that ball got there a little bit quicker, but it's 3rd and 6 already. as they'll look to set up the halfback screen that goes absolutely nowhere. Shaquille Barkley in the backfield. Once again, we see Boston staying aggressive, bunch to the left-hand side. Hard count, this will be a free play as they had a man jump. Polk will just take it himself and make sure they get that first down. Boston could go ahead and decline the penalty on B.J. Thompson. They are now plus side, sticking with a tight look here for Polk. Single high safety. As he throws, good adjustment, he finds Dawson Knox, who's to the 30. They'll look to go hurry up here. They only have those 2 timeouts. Had to use one earlier with that injury. Too tight. And again, he's going down the field. It's for Dawson Knox, tipped away by Reed. A good 1v1 battle, though. Polk letting his guys make some plays, or try to at least make some plays out there. Throws to the right-hand side. He finds Gabe Davis, who's just shy of the first down marker. Timeout called with a 3rd and 1. Well, they've been keeping a lot of these plays tight and short. Imagine they go with that here, with again only needing about half a yard by the looks of it. Got to convert, though. And stepping up, getting the first down. He takes on 2 more defenders, but there is yellow in the backfield, and it's not a Kansas City Chief fleet. It is a holding call. They get Luke Bacon, starting right tackle in his 2nd year. Started to actually get that playing time in the playoffs. Now 27 seconds. And they're looking down the field. It's for Evans. Couldn't find it, but it looked like he might have been able to sneak away with it. A 4th and 11. And this time they do bring out Cam Little. So the aggressiveness should get them at least on the board here. Little, a little bit shaded to the right. Well, that will take us to halftime. A close battle here, 7-3, and that's all thanks to some pretty big plays coming from the defense. Young quarterback here in Jeff Polk. He's missed a couple throws, couple little mistakes here and there, but as a rookie, he's doing pretty well going up against one of the top teams of the last decade. We're going to take a break from our game, talk about what's happening around the league, headed towards the 2nd quarter. Browns are currently up on the Titans, a close game there, 7-0. Nothing doing for Will Levis in that first half. Going east, Philadelphia and Seahawks. Trevor Lawrence in his first game getting blown out 28-7. He's currently 5 of 7. Moving down south, Texans and Colts rivalry to open up the season. Another close game, 7-6. Anthony Richardson, a touchdown and an interception. As we get back to our game, did catch up with Boston heading out of the tunnel. Proud of what his young quarterback has done, but he wants to make sure the running game gets back into the flow of things. And it will be the offense starting off, and ETN burst forward, a gain of 15. Where the offense definitely had its inconsistencies in the first half, they're going to try to course correct with a steady run game. ETN going right back to him, a gain of 2. Hicks comes down to help get the stop. It'll be a 2nd and 8 for the Jaguars at the 47. Looks like a 4-man front, 2 linebackers behind as they go ETN. Getting the block to the 2nd level, but Chenal making another big tackle. However, Chris Jones, he's not looking too good. Gonna make his way to the tunnel. And that potentially could open up things for the Jaguars up front. He also missed time in the playoff game as well. 3rd and 4, they go heavy set. And they will run it. ETN getting the first down. He takes on the safety in Hicks. He'll keep this Jaguars offense moving. At the 44 now plus side. Play action roll. Firing under pressure and through the hands of Davis. The receivers today not doing a great job of finding these catches in contested territory. They've got to find those to help out their young quarterback. ETN, he goes right back down the middle, beating the blitz. They sent it opposite side, a first down for the Jaguars. And finding that steady moving here through the running game, exactly what Boston was wanting after halftime. Single high safety here. Motion Dawson Knox to the outside, going to shake up the defenders. And throwing to Dawson, going to turn up, pick up the first down, about another chunk of 13 or 14. And that's really the play that Polk needs here to catch into his flow. Get ready. I mean, it's the NFL. It's a whole different monster within itself. ETN shakes off one, picking up a gain of 9. A slow first half, but a heavy workload to start the second. 13 carries, 78 yards. They're down to the 11 with a tight single back look. Stretch, he cuts it underneath, and he's got the first down. However, it might be a little too much red in a white and black mint. They get Luke Bacon on his second hold of the game. That'll push him back to the 19. Two tight ends to the right-hand side. He's making a couple changes out there and trying to fire it back in the end zone. Too far in the back of the end zone. Perhaps if it wasn't a play action, they could have hit that sooner. Gabe Davis had some space, but 3rd and 9. They haven't been able to finish these drives today. They're going to have to find a way to do so. Across the middle and finding Thomas. He squeezed it into an awkward angle of the throw. And being a young quarterback, we're going to give him his props where we can. Still do not have Chris Jones back out here. It's going to be Barkley who's got to hold down the middle. ETN tried to put on the spin. He maybe picks up a yard or two. And that gets him down to about the 2-yard line. They stick with a spread look here. And hand it off. RPO. ETN will cut in, and Jaguars, they'll take the lead here first on the day, first of the season. And it's the RPO. ETN, he took control of this drive, and he deserves to polish it off. A great one as we go up 10-7. In the process, we eat up about half of the third quarter. Mahomes and the Chiefs finally hit the field down by 3. They start at the 24. O-line holds up well. Pass across the middle, and Rashee Rice, he holds on to it. Or we've had the Jags receivers struggling to get those catches in traffic. Chiefs, that's not really been the case today. They're holding on to most. Early movement. Smith does get back on side. No flag comes in. Mahomes going to get motion on the left-hand side. And going back across the middle, Marquise Brown. Luckily, that was a stop on the route. Otherwise, he would have ran straight into Walker. And I don't know how those size comparisons would have turned out. 2nd and 7. Pacheco upended Oluwakin. An impressive first week for him. No rust after the long off season. 3rd and 7. A chance to get off the field as they go play action, but open underneath. They're going to find Worthy. 5 catches, 74 yards on the day. And really, it's nothing new there from the Chiefs. That's what they've ran all day. They've ran it well. They've just got a lot of different guys to keep an eye on. Play action. Flooding down to the right-hand side, and Daxton Hill misses the tackle. He misses the tackle again. Luckily, Cisco comes flying over to bring him down. Chiefs to the 1. Not a great first play or first time to have your name called there either. As they're going to motion out Pacheco. He's left wide open. Man did not follow, and the Chiefs will reclaim that lead. Isaiah Pacheco caps off the big play downfield to Rashee Rice. Really their first deep shot of the game. And one could argue that not only should that have been an incomplete pass, but maybe even an interception. The offense will take the field now down by 4. They start at the 27. As they go back to ETN with a convoy in front. Chenal will track him down, but after another gain of about 15. There's a lot of good talent here in Jacksonville as we reach the 4th quarter, as they're going to try to capitalize this season in their Super Bowl window. And taking down some of the top teams in the AFC along the way, like they did last year, will help them get there. But they start the 4th quarter down by 4. A spread empty look here for Polk. As he throws outside, he finds Mike Evans. Going to be a gain of 7. He was an interesting addition for this offense who needed a new slot receiver. There's a couple guys sitting on roster who arguably should have some say in getting some playing time there. Travis, though, not able to dunk under McDuffie. Well, that run will still be good enough for a first down, as well as putting him over 100 on the day. As we tick inside, 7 minutes left. It's a spread look here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And thrown to the outside, tipped away, a little bit behind Thomas. Get a little bit more zip on that, and to the outside, you've got a play. 2nd and 10, Turner checking back in. Second tight end drafted by a former tight end. Following his blocks in Harrison, but not able to cut underneath said block. Again, can't complain when you got a nice first down there. Following the O-line to the 35. Another spread empty look. Bunch goes to the left-hand side. ETN all the way to the right-hand side as they've got motion. Letting that get all set up. Firing it to him. That's Mike Evans who takes on Chenal. Picking up a gain of 8. Getting a lot more players involved here, spreading out the offense as well. Polk's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable as they set up a beautiful halfback screen. Etienne down to the 14 and out of bounds. They just hit him right to the left of the left tackle. Ended up opening up very well for him. Sticking with the shotgun look and looking to get to the outside. Etienne, some more yellow in the backfield as he picks up a hard-earned 5 or so. But it looks like they're going to lose that plus more. After all that running, Etienne, he needs a breather. So Brown checks in with a 1st and 19. As they go his way with the halfback screen, he's got a blocker in front. But again, these blocks are not quite holding up their blocks. Does pick up a nice gain about to where we were in the previous play. As there was an injury, Brown didn't look to be injured getting up. But he's going to make his way to the trainer's table. Something wrong with that leg. 2nd and 7, Etienne right back on out there. As they go his way, get the block to the 2nd level. He's down to about the 1.5, maybe about the 2. Now they weren't able to get a good push earlier with a 4th and 1. They bring out the I form here. And they've got it to the end zone. Travis Etienne gives them a 4th quarter lead. 4 minutes, 11 seconds remaining. A very nice orchestrated drive. The rookie just playing field general. That is all this offense needs. They're also going to need their defense to come through and pick up a stop against Mahomes. 4:07 now after the kick. And it's a 3-point game, and he is in his X factor. With a short dump off, he finds Rashee Rice. That's just been the bread and butter for them today. Now, we do see a change out there. Rookie safety and Yancey has come out. Hill just gave up that big play their last drive. Immediate change as they're finding a big play the opposite side. Cisco makes the tackle. Oluwakin, he's there. But another big gain to Rice. The Chiefs are now inside field goal range, or about at the outskirts of it. With a spread look, they go trips to the right-hand side, bringing the blitz. Oluwakin does not get there in time. They find the dump off. Ellis as well as Cisco make the tackle, but it's another gain of 8. Jaguars able to get a sack early in this game. Haven't found one since. As they look to bring the blitz here, ball's out even quicker, and they find Higbee, who slips the tackle but couldn't keep his feet in bounds. Out at the 16. Might need to see a little bit of some tighter coverage here from the defense. 2:27 left in the game. Higbee going to motion from left to right, back over to the left-hand side, trying to decipher the defense. Quick throw, they find Hollywood Brown. Haven't gotten to call Campbell's name too much. He's there to get the tackle, but gives up the play as we hit the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 2 at the 8. They get motion left-hand side is Brown. Walker forces his way through, but the ball's out, and Yancey breaks it up. They left him man v man. First big play made in his young career. 3rd and 2. Just inside that 2-minute mark. A quick throw back corner, and it's just too far for Brown. The initial press is good enough to force a 4th and 2. And with the Jags up by 3, they will have to bring out Butker here. At the 8, as speeding around the end, Mitchell, he gets the block. Alford jumps on it. The Jaguars remain in front as they block the field goal. It is the young corner and Mitchell traded for last season. Hasn't got much playing time, but he keeps the Jaguars in front as Travis Etienne and the offense can hit the field. What a play to make here in KC. A first down could just about end it. Etienne goes down the middle, a short gain. KC, they call their first timeout at the 17. 7 in motion as he takes the jet sweep, but a great stop by B.J. Thompson. Timeout called. It's 3rd and 11. They've got to find a way to convert here, at least keeping that clock moving, though, with the timeout. Doesn't quite matter. They will look to drop back, throwing the screen. Brown breaks the tackle. Convoy in front of Shimmy, but Chenal catches back up. He had the blocking to convert, but they will have to punt. Not a bad play call. They just weren't able to convert. And the Chiefs, they start at the 38. Gonna need about probably the 40 or so, maybe slightly inside. Again, getting that zig motion. Pacheco in the backfield. Mahomes throws quick to the left side, and a big hit comes in by Campbell. They'll have to go hurry up here. With no timeouts remaining, got to protect the sideline. Though still a bit over a minute remaining. Going downfield, Jerry Jones gets the pick. That should end this game. He's looking for a cutback lane, but it will not open up. Jaguars get the pick on Mahomes. They block the late game field goal. And yet again, they will find the win in Arrowhead. But just as Coach Boston said back in training camp, this team will be led by their defense. And if they can get some consistent play from their quarterback, they can make big things happen. Jeff Polk in his first game takes down Patrick Mahomes, but he's got to thank a lot of guys around him. Travis Etienne, another fantastic game, and the defense making big plays after big plays. Shout out special teams as they block the field goal, keeping the Jags on top. The offense, they weren't able to get the first down. Defense goes back out there, picks off Mahomes, and we come away with a big win here in week 1. And that will be one for him to remember. But it was a low-scoring game. He only had a 75.3 QBR, completed just 54%. But I don't think that was all entirely his fault. Good news is we had Travis Etienne come in, 6 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. That very much helped. But if you look at the top 3 receivers of this game, they're all KC guys. Our best receiver was Gabe Davis. He only had 2 catches. I wish this kept track of targets and drops because we definitely had a good few. You could argue Dawson Knox was the best receiver as he actually had 3 grabs for us. Ultimately, this offense, the passing game, still a work in progress, a couple bad balls, but we need these catches in traffic. But with one tough game out of the way, we immediately step into the next tough game. The Houston Texans have been the only team to really compete with us for the AFC South, and as it stands right now, they are currently not only the number 1 spot in AFC South, but they're the number 1 AFC team, picking up a win in week 1. We are just behind them, though, with the same record. Patriots, Jets, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, and the Raiders all won. Everyone else in the AFC lost in the opening week. But we've got a rivalry up next. How well can Jeff Polk handle that? We will find out, and to make sure you do, hit that bell icon in the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and tap that bell icon so you're notified when these videos go live. This series every single Tuesday, Thursday. We got college football Monday, Wednesday, Friday. A lot coming at you as we head west of Duval to Houston.